Hey, good morning, guys. It's Tuesday. This is first, second, and third, fourth writing. It's good to almost see you guys again. Let's go ahead and jump right in. I'm going to do the very best I can to look at you as much as I can, but the truth is, I got a ton of notes down here, and I don't want to miss anything. So if I look away, don't look at you in the classroom all the time, so this isn't all that much different. Hope you've been enjoying your book. You know that it's sketch time. We talked last week that a sketch is to the artist what the rough draft is to the writer. How are your sketches going? I kind of have a rule. I don't ask you guys to do anything I'm not willing to do myself. And I never force you to share anything that you are maybe self-conscious about or whatever. I'm a little self-conscious, but I'm going to share my sketch. And this, hope you can see it, is the sketch of my memory. Doesn't look like much yet, right? It's my rough draft. I can't wait to build on it. If you haven't already done so, this week you get to paint them. I'm going to do the best I can to bring this memory to life so you can see more than just some weird lines on a page. We'll give that a shot. I'm going to draw you a story, and I'm going to use words that are a little more colorful than I might normally speak to you, and we'll see if you can pick up what I'm talking about when we paint with words. So I want you to close your eyes. I am going to share my memory from my sketch, and hopefully long before you see the painted portion of it, your mind is going to hear the words that I've painted with. All right, close your eyes. No peeking. Seriously, Ari, come on, no peeking. Mount Whitney is located in the magnificent Sierra Nevada mountain range. The Sierras are a tectonic range. This means they were formed by a great force of moving plates of earth pressed in opposition to one another until one finally gives way and slips up to form each jagged peak. After trying several times before as a young lady, about age 21, and again at age 23, I finally made it to the top of that elusive peak to celebrate my 58th birthday. The things I saw with my eyes and felt with my heart made it so worth the successful third attempt. Your eyes can only see so much. Your other senses must do the rest of your seeing as you process the grandeur of the highest peak in the lowest 48 states. You will need your nose to catch the wildflower scents wafting on the breeze. This only happens while your elevation is still low enough to protect a frail blossom from the fierce and unrelenting winds that sweep over the peak, sounding more like a jet engine than the soft sea breezes they are formed from. You will need your ears to explain that the vibration you're actually feeling within your chest is nothing more than the sound waves of thunder trapped by granite walls forbidding their escape. They only cease when they have weakened to the point of silence. Your muscle memory will never let you forget them. Now, open your eyes. Come on, everybody, open your eyes. I'm going to ask you a few questions. Charlotte, did you see the peaks? Winter, did you hear the thunder? Crispin, did you smell the wildflowers? Not exactly everybody having the same answers, doing the same visualizing. Each of our minds has stored something just a little bit different. Somebody's idea of what thunder sounds like to them may sound very different to me, but it all comes together when we paint with words. It's the power of a writer to take somebody either to a brand new place or to a place they've been before. I want you guys to start getting outside of yourselves and pushing your stories just a little bit more, just a little bit more color, a little bit more explanation. Writing is something that actually comes an awful lot easier with the more books that you read. You begin to model after someone that you admire a lot. I have a lot of writers that I think, oh man, I wish I could write like that. And then a little bit later, you'll either begin to write a little bit more like them or your own style comes forward. And I think that's pretty great. I've told you guys before that one of the best memories I've ever had as a child was hearing all of my teachers tell me that on Creative Writing Day they couldn't wait to get my work because they were always so excited to read my creative writing papers. I was a little bit different than a lot of kids, and so I think maybe my creative writing and my storytelling was maybe just a little bit different. But it's such a good thing when somebody tells you that you're good at something. It's like you are automatically drawn to put a little bit more identity into that and a little bit more interest and work into that. I have shared with you before, I was a terrible math student, so I didn't pay too much attention to that until I was an adult. But writing was always something that I could go to that made me feel a little bit better about being Janet. Let's talk about a couple of other things. I want you to take a look in your packet, and did you notice that I made you a copy of Flat Stanley? Here's some really great news. Nobody has to wait anymore to see if I'm going to draw your name out of an envelope and send you home with the little notebook and a copy of your Flat Stanley. This says you're copy master. You can make as many copies of this as you want to. Have you had any really neat, enjoyable opportunities? Have you gone on little field trips? Have you spent time with family? Have you let your imagination wander off and maybe write a little something or tell a little story? With Flat Stanley now, he just gets to be your newest quarantine buddy. Dress him up, take him out, include him in all the fun things that you're doing, or include him in the fun things you wish you were doing. That's the beauty of creative writing and storytelling. You get to make it whatever it is you want it to be. I have another little something that I want to encourage you guys to take a little writing field trip. Do you have a clipboard? This one's pretty old and it's been bad. I've actually sat on this one a couple of times. It's a hot mess. If you don't have a clipboard, I've got a little something here I want to show you that you can put together. The reason I like this one is, it's private. You can put something in here that you're just working on, close the cover on it, and just walk away. But if you're just going to take yourself on a little field trip, what I've done is I've put several pieces of paper inside of this, and I found a piece of cardboard hanging around. This is actually one that was in an old picture frame I don't use anymore, and so I pulled it out and stuck it in here. You can either staple it together, or there's a couple of different kinds of paper clips you can use. You can use these long ones, or I really like these guys. I mostly like them because they're fun to play with. They can snap, so be careful. And I just like the colors. I've got these things in several different sizes and several different colors. But I'm going to suggest that you use paper clips because that way you can put pictures in or papers in and papers out. You can add to it. You can throw something away, when you're working on the rough draft. Here's something I want you to think about doing this week. After you have finished your painting, or if you've already finished your painting, I want you to go on an adventure. Just go outside. You can go to a park. You can go to the backyard. You can go any place you want to. And I want you to just start writing a list of everything that you see. 1 or 2 words for each thing that you see. I saw a cat. I saw a dog. I saw a rock. I looked under the rock. Whatever it is that you see. You could see a really cool bicycle or motorcycle or something that you guys might think is cool and neat. There's a man that's been going up and down my street the last few days, and he's got a wagon, and he's just taking his kids up and down the street just for a wagon ride pulled by horses. I think that's always so neat to see him out there. It makes me wish I was one of his kids. Maybe after this quarantine is over, I'm going to go hitch a ride myself. But I want you to write a list of all the cool things that you're seeing. It could be something as simple as a flower. It could be maybe somebody's vegetable garden is growing. Maybe somebody's gotten a new car. Whoever, whatever it is that you can think of. Then I want you to go inside and I want you to pick 5 items. And I want you to begin to just describe those items. I want you to draw me a story or draw me a sentence and just describe those things for me. 2 or 3 sentences shouldn't be too much. Again, if your hand gets tired or you're feeling kind of bad because you can't spell everything correctly, guys, I don't care about that kind of stuff. I want you to learn to use the words, and as time goes on, you'll learn how to spell those words, because that is a very important thing. But in creative writing, I'd almost rather you got more words on the paper than worried about how they're spelled. In the meantime, if mom's helping you with your writing, she probably knows how to spell the stuff. And if not, you can help her out later. I want you guys to enjoy the rest of the Paintbrush Kid. Enjoy your painting. Enjoy getting outside. The sunshine is so healing, guys. There's just something fabulous about going outside and just taking in some spring. If you breathe too deeply and you've got allergies, that's a whole nother story. So be cautious, know yourself, have a great time. I love and miss you guys so much. Can't wait till we can get together again, even if that's, not till next year, as we all know that this is the end of things. But a couple of more weeks of me staring into a little camera screen talking to you guys. Miss you. Have a great week. We'll see you later on. Bye.